Hey, True Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. In today's video post, I want to document what happened in the game Houston Rockets versus Cleveland Cavaliers. The star players on those teams are James Harden of the Houston Rockets, shown here. He's known for this beard. And LeBron James, who most people have come to know in the last decade. So we're nearing the end of the regular season for the NBA, and they vote on the MVP, the most valuable player, an award that began in the year 55. Remember, the word Satan equals 55, and Satanism is about self worship. When you think about the award most valuable player, in a way it brings about something selfish. And anybody who watched this game today saw the modern NBA where the majority of the team's offense runs through one player. For the Rockets, of course, it runs through James Harden, and for the Cavs, through LeBron James. Oftentimes, those men are the only men who touch the ball on offense, while the other four players stand around. So, this game was all full of curiosities. As we watch it, I want you to remember that the number 42 is of much importance for LeBron. This game was all coded with numerology. We will talk about it right now, starting with these highlights. Here we go.
Cavs Rockets. James Harden hosting LeBron James. Look at Harden knocking things down from deep before the game. He would also score during the game. Being trailed by James. And, not there. James with the rejection. Good play by LeBron. Let's go to the second quarter. Rockets down 2. J.R. Smith highlighted here. Off the Pablo Prigioni miss. Smith to James. LeBron had 37 points and 8 rebounds, but he would struggle elsewhere. LeBron runs into Patrick Beverly. It's a blocking foul. They got in a little bit of a scuffle. And then in the third, Harden and James tangled. A little kick.
So this is James Harden kicking LeBron James, the two men being discussed a lot this week in the race for the MVP. My guess is that these are theatrics, and these players are actually asked to do these type of things within the game, being aware of what I'm now aware of.
From Harden, he's called for a flagrant foul. James not happy with that. This was a heated game. This was like a playoff game between these two, even though not in the same conference. A potential finals preview, and then big shot from James. Cavs up 1, 2.5 to go. Off the miss. Harden's got it. And Josh Smith puts Houston on top. And then Harden with the great move and the foul. Rockets go up 3. Under 10 to play now. Tied at 98. James with a chance. Settles for the fadeaway jumper, and we go to overtime, where the Rockets were 4-0 on the season. In OT, already up 4. Harden guarded by James. Another weird situation. They get into it again. What's the call? Nothing? Shot clock violation. Look at.
So, True Seeker, I want to let you know that I did ref basketball for many years. I played basketball for many years. Even somebody who doesn't know anything about basketball but casually watches knows something was wrong with this play. And honestly, I was watching this live. I thought maybe this is the worst call I've seen in the history of sports. But knowing better, it's obvious that it happened for a reason. Think about it. This play is likely scripted into the game, even the no call. And the point of it is, I think, to psychologically mess with fans. Let's watch the rest of this season and see what comes up. I don't even know how this comes to pass. Just as a professional, as any level referee, this call cannot be explained. But again, it's these two men. The narrative for this week is the battle between these two, and then we're seeing things like this. I don't think a play like this has ever happened in the history of the NBA.
This again. Arms hooked up. Looks like Harden hooked James. Maybe they've hooked each other.
True Seeker, I also just want to let you know, little spoiler if you don't know who wins already, the Rockets are going to win this game. Today's date is March 1st, 3-1. Other ways that day would be written 1-3. And of course, Harden wears the number 13.
It's got to be either a foul or a travel. Instead, they call shot clock violation. Cavs down 4. James open 3. 1-point game. 4.2 left.
Okay, now True Seeker. 4.2 seconds on the clock. They readjusted it to this. I saw this live and I thought, look at this. He's on the line with 4.2 left. Crucial free throws. And all throughout the game, they've been making an emphasis about how poor his free throw shooting is. It's things like this that might not win him the MVP this year. This is what they were saying throughout the game. So he approaches the line 3 for 9 on the game. That's a really bad free throw shooting percentage. On the season, he makes about 3 out of 4. Today, he made 3 out of 9. And he's going to miss 2 in a row here, finishing 3 out of 11. 3-11. Recall, the numbers 1-1-3 are very important in basketball. In the last video post I did, there was a measurement of the date January 13th to the present showing the success of LeBron James. The name Michael Jordan equals 113. The name Kobe Bryant equals 113. If you look at the date of personal scoring records in the NBA, you'll notice that Wilt Chamberlain scored his record high on January 13th, and prior to that, November 3rd, before finally doing his 100-point game. So these tributes have been around for as long as the league, and LeBron here is about to intentionally miss both free throws because he knows he has to lose this game. It's scripted. And LeBron, something he's really, for me, way before I knew about numerology or gematria, he's showing me a lot about how rigged sports is, even before I understood all this. Because his body language always gives it away, Truth Seeker. If people were just more aware and watched with an open mind, all the signs are there. It's on LeBron's face, it's on his body language so often. Now it all makes sense. It's because he's probably frustrated knowing he has to intentionally lose games or intentionally miss shots. I mean, imagine what that would be for a true competitor. That would be the ultimate frustration, and I'm pretty sure that's what these professional athletes have to endure. Thus, why they're paid so much. Again, LeBron James is on a 2-year, $42 million contract. 42. All right, let's watch.
He's got 2 free throws coming. Misses the first, and he was terrible at the line. 3 for 10. Make it 3 for 11.
3 for 11. And you know what else I want to point out, Truth Seeker, is Mike Tirico was doing the game. I hate Mike Tirico. I've always hated this guy. He's a little twerp. He's so annoying. This might sound racist, but he's the whitest person I've ever met, Mike Tirico. And anybody who knows who Mike Tirico is knows why that statement's funny. Mike Tirico. Well, anyway, what I want to point out about Mike Tirico is he almost, who knows, maybe he did cream his pants, but he shouted out the number 33 when LeBron scored his 33rd point. I didn't hear him call any recognition to any other amount of points he had during the game, but when he scored his 33rd point, Mike Tirico just screamed it out on TV. If you're aware of these things, they stand out.
And that is how the Cavs go down in Houston.
Notice how Harden finished with 33 points. We're about to watch an interview on James Harden talking about how he intentionally missed his last free throw to stay at 33. This reminds me of the Colts and Andrew Luck going for 2 when there was no reason to finish at 33. Let's watch that quick interview. I recorded this myself. You know what? Yeah, right, True Seeker. She just asked him about that no call, and he just totally skipped over it. Let's finish watching his response. But he just totally ignores it and says that's basketball. As a player, he must know that's not basketball. Nobody who's played basketball has ever seen that call in the history of the game, I bet. That might be the worst no call in the history of basketball. He just acts like it's nothing. All right, so he just totally brushes over the question, and just moves on. These athletes are well trained. I think they really do know what's up. I think they keep their mouths shut because of how well they're paid. Oh, it's bad. So let's look at the box score too. LeBron played 42 minutes. Be interesting to pay attention to how often he plays 42 minutes on the season. 35 attempts on the game. That's been an important number lately. Again, 3 of 11 from free throw. And then James Harden, the guy who they're touting to be the next MVP, also with 42 minutes and, of course, 33 points. And why 33? Because he intentionally missed his last free throw. So we'll keep our eyes on what happens with James Harden and LeBron James as the season goes on. But there's no doubt that this game was more evidence of the scripted, ongoing, whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't mean to be a racist truth seeker, but if you look at the end of a movie and you look at the majority of the names that scroll past on the screen, they're Jewish names, they're Zionist names. And if you look at the NBA and who runs the professional sports leagues, they're Jewish names and Zionist names. And you know what I'm pretty sure sports and movies have in common? Is that when you sit down to watch them, the outcome is already determined. The difference is when people watch a sports game, they don't expect that. And they don't think that's what's going on. And that's what needs to be exposed. Again, if you didn't see my other video post from earlier this week, LeBron James scored his best point total for the season. It was 42 points. It came exactly 114 days after his season and career worst performance, November 4th. Notice also 114. The name LeBron James was simple English gematria as 114. With Pythagorean gematria, it's 42. 4 plus 2 is 6. 1 plus 1 plus 4 is 6. That's the check. Recall, LeBron wore the number 6 at Miami. And also, this span of days was also 3 months and 22 days, like Yale's Skull and Bones. With other athletes, we recently saw Tiger Woods show up toothless in the media, wearing a Skull and Bones bandana and a flannel, totally looking out of a character. And then next thing you knew, he was in his 322nd golf tournament, having his career worst performance of 82 points. And what's interesting about 82 is LeBron James in that career worst game against the Blazers on November 4th, they finished with 82 points. So truth seekers, these numbers also have meaning that they're putting on these players, these outcomes. I need one of these videos to go viral. I mean, there's millions of NBA fans, there's millions of LeBron James fans. Everybody deserves to know this. Maybe somehow we could free these professional leagues of these Zionist scumbags and just have some fair, legit games. I would love to see what these athletes did in an unscripted environment with legit referees who were interested in making the right call instead of getting to the predetermined outcome. The other reason I do this, truth seeker, is because you have to understand my whole life. See, since about the time I've been 7, I've been saying the NBA is rigged. Because back then I saw Bulls Blazers being from Portland, Oregon, and I was certain that Michael Jordan was getting everything in his favor. And I figured out as a kid, I mean, if he's getting all the calls, then that means everything's scripted in his favor. You know, the game's rigged. And I've seen a million more examples since that. But all this time, people have been telling me that I'm crazy for my opinions. My opinions are out of left field, off the wall, they don't make sense. And all this time, I've just been shaking my head, asking myself, what's wrong with people? Well, these days, my arguments are so good and my evidence is so conclusive, I need the message to get out so everyone can wake up. We have to stop giving our money to these leagues and these Zionist Jews through their rigging and scheming and bullshit, for lack of a better word. Oh, did I cover it all, truth seeker? LeBron James, he gets paid $42 million for 2 years. Would you miss free throws, lose games, and do it all with this continual disgusted look on your face? I would love to see every second of LeBron James's career and the look on his face. This guy's looked miserable since day one. He also looks like he's 45 years old, and I'm not even sure he's 30 yet. All right. Until next time, Truth Seeker.